Nothing quite says summer like brisket, and nothing pairs better with brisket than bourbon. I'm here at the kitchen table at the James B. Beam Distilling Company, where the Beam and No Family brisket recipes are on the menu for everybody to try out. We have something special for you today. Chef Brian Landry here gets the great pleasure of always recreating these cool recipes for all the people that come to visit. It must be super special to get something that's so rich in tradition and history, like a recipe and bourbon from the Beam family and the No family, and recreate it. What's that like?
Working with Fred and Freddie is magical. I mean, Freddie's a whiz in the kitchen, so he actually knows a lot about what we're doing in the restaurant. It was his idea to use the yeast from the bourbon to make our pizza dough. So he's always tinkering with us, and this is one of the recipes that got his approval.
Now, is it true that the brisket recipe was going to be a seasonal item on the menu, and now it's here year-round?
Absolutely.
Cool.
So.
And what do they love so much in the family about entertaining outside? Is that a big part of the family?
It is. I think it's named the kitchen table because they like gathering around the table. And of course, they're sipping on some of the wonderful bourbons that they make, but they also know what role food plays in that kind of camaraderie when everybody gathers.
Well, let's get right to it. Let's see what flavors do you add to this?
So we have our trusty smoker. These briskets are ready. You can see these beautiful pieces of meat we get. We actually get all of our meat from Cedar Creek Farm, which is just a couple of miles down the road, and all of those cattle are fed the spent grain from the bourbon making process. So quite
still
symbiotic.
Bubbling there.
So these have smoked for 18 hours. They've rested a little bit, and now we have these wonderful slabs of brisket.
How many of these do you have going a day?
We typically cook about 12 at a time, and that'll get us through a couple of days. But you can see how awesome this brisket turns out. Super juicy, nice crust. And then I think one of the things that makes what we do here a little different is we end up serving a lot of our barbecue as composed dishes. So for this dish, we do a little bit of stone ground grits that are cooked with a fair amount of butter, but super creamy and delicious.
When you come here, you're on vacation.
Exactly. And then
calories and diets don't count here.
And then we layer some of that brisket over the top. This is a cool little touch where we make a charred corn relish. So corn being a huge part of the bourbon making process, we throw it on the grill and char it. We mix a little onion and pepper, spice, things like that. And then we take all of our brisket drippings and turn those into a refined jus. And I think this awesome
chef, that's perfection.
Dish is one of the things that makes it on the made it on the menu and has never come off.
Never, never. All right, can we try some?
Of course.
All right, let's try a little bit.
Move it out of the way.
Hold on. Try a little bit here. All right.
Should be.
I want to get some of that corn and some of the grits and some of everything,
That's the perfect bite.
Right? There you go. Mmm. Perfection.
Thank you.
Good. That's very good.
Thank you.
You know, bourbon pairs well with just about any food, but brisket brings out the smoky flavors of bourbon. I'm with Beth Burrows, Senior American Whiskey Ambassador, and you'd agree with that, right?
I would, yes, wholeheartedly.
Right, so your whole thing is that you find a lot of drinks that can pair well with these dishes.
Yes.
So what are we going to make today to go with that delicious brisket?
Today we're going to be making the Golden Hour with Basil Hayden.
Love that. What is it about Basil Hayden that you chose to kind of pop the flavors?
So Basil Hayden is, one, an amazing bourbon that we have in our portfolio, and two, at 80 proof, I think a lot of times folks don't always want to put it in cocktails, so we love to showcase how well it plays in cocktails, as long as you're balancing it out appropriately.
All right, let's balance it out. Show us what you have.
Perfect. So we're going to start with our Basil Hayden, and we're going to do 1 part of Basil Hayden here in our mixing glass. Right there. And then the next thing we're going to do is put in 3/4 of a part of our Aperol. Put that in there. And then we've got our Lillet, and we're gonna do 3/4 of a part on that too. So 1, 3/4, 3/4.
Okay.
Makes it nice and easy to remember.
And if you're not taking notes at home, you just need to come to the kitchen table and try it in person.
You can also see it on our website if you're.
The website is so helpful because if you do want to kind of recreate something at home with all of your Beam products, you can do that.
Always check it out because we know that you're gonna have a lot of pours inside of those bottles, and while we love it neat and on the rocks, it's also great to have it in a cocktail or two.
Except I think people are afraid to mix it up and maybe clutter down the taste of it.
Every now and again, yeah. So we're also gonna just start by putting our ice in our cube here.
That's a cube.
Isn't that a nice looking ice cube?
Beautiful.
So we've iced it down our cocktail, and we're just gonna give it a nice spin. And it's very warm out here today. It's nice and humid, so you'll actually start to see a little bit of that sweating happening on the outside of our mixing glass.
Is that important to see? You just want to keep stirring so you see a little bit of sweating happening?
Yeah, usually it's gonna let you know, and you can also hold on here and start to feel that chill. So you want the proper chill and dilution, right? So we just put 3 alcohol forward ingredients into this cocktail. We're not adding in any lemon juice or lime juice or anything like that.
Not necessary.
It's all alcohol, so we want to make sure that it is nice and balanced. You're gonna pour directly over your cube. Get every last beautiful drop out of there. And then we're gonna finish it off with our garnish, which is just gonna be a nice peel of grapefruit, just a swath. There we go. And you're gonna take, so you just want really the outside, right? And we call this hamburger style instead of hot dog style, right?
I learned so much here. I do.
You want to make sure that the outside of the grapefruit peel is facing your glass, and you're just going to express. Get all of that nice aromatic, and you can see all of the oils. Wipe it around. Give it a nice little twist. Set it on top.
And voila,
And there you go. You've got your golden hour.
Golden hour. It's like golden hour here at Claremont, right?
Yes, so
enjoying a cocktail and some brisket and everything. All right, I'm gonna try.
Yeah, get in there.
I gotta make sure it's everything is fine.
Make sure that I did a good job, please.
Smooth.
So nice, right?
So nice.
Got that Basil Hayden backbone,
Summer
nice
in a
and
glass.
balanced, summer in a glass, for
Summer
sure.
in a glass. And I understand we need to circle August 17th on the calendar and come on out.
Yes, so it's going to be our 90th anniversary. We've got great things happening here. There's going to be some vintage pours. There's going to be tastings with Fred and Freddie, maybe a little customized attire, right, that you're going to be able to buy merchandise here. So very exciting stuff.
Lots of surprises to celebrate everything that's been happening at this campus and at this distillery. Thank you, Beth.
No
All right,
worries.
to get your tickets, just go to beamdistilling.com. We'll see you soon.